Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am Tudo Frank, and we are still on the class on invoice. So we continue from where I stopped in the previous video. On this video, we continue on creating the invoice. Note that the number of rows you want to leave here for entries can be as much as you want to make it be. But for the purpose of the video, I think in my demonstration, I just stop here. Then coming down here, I can just bring in, okay, let me just bring in a box somewhere down here. And then what I'm going to put inside this box, let me just bring up a box around it. First I will mesh it, then I will place a round box around this box, outside border, yes. Then on top of it, I can just type something like additional comments, and then this should be bold. So down over this side, what am I gonna put here? I will come here and have the first box where I will call this subtotal. Then I'll call the one below it tax. Of course, there should be tax. If this is fats, I think fats is okay. Value added tax, we bring that in here, and then finally I'll just skip one line, then have the last one as total down here. So I can give them box, can give them borders so that it will look better. Okay, then there should be this should have borders as well, and not just border, but I would like this to be painted. The text should be white inside. Where we have the text, I'll leave it as white. Where we will have the value, I mean the actual value, all right, but there should be a box around it. So what again, I would just like to zoom so I can format this better. So coming down here, I can have a shading for this, maybe subtotal, and then tax should have a different shade. All right, then where I will have the amount, I can decide to give it a different shade, like maybe something of this nature here. Then where we have the quantity, can decide something else to be here, maybe this, anything that will bring up beauty. Then I will see how I can work on this, both it first, then I'll shade each of this. I can maintain the blue I have up there on each of them to just bring in some kind of beauty to the invoice. Then company name, this I can do that one like that. So the next thing I will do to summarize the class is the calculation. Remember, I can as well bring in a box to surround the entire invoice, which make it better. It has a good look. If I can come here and say give me a thick box border, that will surround the entire invoice. If you go to print preview by going to file and click on print, you see how the stuff look like when printed. You can see how it is now on the screen. So I will come down here to do the calculation. So the amount will be the quantity multiplied by the unit price. That will always give us the amount. So how can we do this calculation? The quantity multiplied by unit price give us the amount. So I'll come here and say equal to, then I put the address of the quantity, which is D12. On your own system, it might not be D12, so don't just copy what I am writing, just understand first. So D12, which is where I will put the quantity, multiplied by E12, which is where I will supply the unit price. So I press enter, and that is it. I can just click where I have the first answer here at the 0 and then drag it down to the end, so that whatever value is supplied here, it will be calculated. Then down here, I will calculate. If you don't understand to calculate sum or product and so on, please join my full package training. I have about 30 videos on Microsoft Excel, and I explain everything you need to know about Microsoft Excel. So let me just continue here with the calculation I'm having here. So right here, subtotal will be total of all the amount. So I will say equal to sum, then I open bracket, and I highlight from F12 down to F20, which is everything I have right here on this amount column. So I press enter. I close the bracket, remember, before I press enter. Then it gives me 0. Now fat, let's say fat in Nigeria. I will use Nigeria because I don't know how much his fat is in Ghana currently, ahead of 13 or 12, but I'm not really sure. So here in Nigeria is 7.5%. So I want to calculate the fat exactly as it comes. So 7.5% of the sum total is the fat. So what I am going to type here will be let's assume all the items here are fatable items, you understand, as in taxable items. So the tax I will get will be 7.5% of the subtotal. So I'll come here and say, let this be equal to whatever we have inside this cell multiplied by 7.5%. Note the percentage symbol must be there. If not, the calculation will be wrong. So I press enter, and that still give me 0. Then total here, let the total be the subtotal plus fat will give me this. Remember, this is value added tax. So coming here, I will say equal to whatever I have here plus whatever will be here. So I press enter. That give me the total that is due for payment. So I will come up and supply some values. Let's see how this works. I believe you understand this better. So I'll come here and maybe I'm invoicing this to maybe ABC Nigeria Limited. Okay, and the name of the address, I didn't match this. The address can just be 111. I have 411 Accra Road, Uyo. Uyo is in Akwa Ibom State. Is one of the most popular and good-looking states in Nigeria. The phone number, I can say, okay, it's 0234 58955 That is actually my second official number. That is 07 here. It's actually my second official line. My first official line is what I'm using over here at this other side. So that is it. Plus 234. All right. So I come down here. Maybe I put the invoice number 0001. Then invoice dates can be today. Today should be 23rd /12/2021. I hope that will be stored as 12. Okay, then due date, it can be the same date that this invoice was due on the same date. It's possible. You don't need to wait for 30 days or whatever. Then we have serial number where I can just bring in 1, 2, 3. Maybe those are the items the person is buying, but it might be more than this if more items are needed. All right. Then we have the item description where I can just have HP laptop. I have here Dell printer. Then I have here Samsung mouse. Okay. Then I come down here and put the quantity. First of all, let me supply the unit price. This is 250,000 naira, and this can be 170,000 naira, and mouse can be 5,400,000 naira. Those things, those items are quite expensive here. So quantity, I want you to show me by, if I put the quantity, if I put the quantity, the amount supposed to be this multiplied by this. So once I put the quantity, the amount will be calculated. Let's say the laptop is 2, the printer is 3, and the mouse is 5. All right, that is done, and the whole calculation, you can see, is perfectly done. On the comment section, one can come here and say, okay, thanks for your patronage. All right, so you see the calculation is done automatically by itself without waiting. We can format the values as accounting values, then I can select the whole of this, everything here down. I can say, okay, I want this side to be formatted for accounting, especially these cells. Let me start with these cells. I don't want to select text and more. So go to format cells. Yes. From format cells, I go to number, accounting, then I don't need this, but I will need decimal place in case there's any decimal place. All right, then down here, I would like to format the same thing here by right clicking on any of the cell. I will click on format cells, then I come up to accounting and I remove this, leave 2 there. All right. All right, so you see this is done. This is done. I can select everything here and say, okay, for the title, I want the title to be centered, and I want the item inside of it to move to the right, and it should be at the center of each of the box. You can see this is nice, and we can call this an invoice. The invoice up here, I have to highlight this cell, mesh everything together, move it up a little, and then I have to paint the cell. Of course, it looks nice when you paint it. Let the color of the text be white. Then I can increase the font a little so that whoever is seeing this will know that this is an invoice. On print preview, it's gonna look like this when it come out of printer, as you can see on the screen. So this is amazing, and this is what we are going to learn and understand on this platform. I know you have already gotten this idea, and some of you have already started practicing it. Please, if you have any question, you have anything to make, any comment, please let me know. I am Tudo Frank. Thank you.